I try to show the X-Men, but I think they're maybe racist just because I'm mutant. They don't want my help. It seems it doesn't really matter if the superpowers fire through the mouth.
What?
Wow, the robot's got a new voice.
Yes, because it's a new robot records to the same place, so he's fancy as fuck. You can only use him.
He sounds like a butler.
Yeah, because he's Alistair. He's all British.
He's got a monocle.
Yes.
That's cool. Hi, guys, by the way. Welcome to our show. We just noticed the robot's different.
Yes, I'm just trying to get in our backup robot, but he's sucking too. So I think I just have to get all of them to join.
That's fine. Keep this in, by the way. Don't edit this.
Yes.
Don't edit this.
Yeah, so we are coming to you, what is today? December 11th. All of the news happened yesterday in Geekdom.
By the way, who are you?
Oh, I am Lou Gonzalez, and I am joined by the double Johns. We got John Scott and John Seiler.
What up, Windjammers?
Guys, my Wooble whatever watch has ended.
Oh, no. So we're going to start with, I would say, the lesser of the two big events that were going on yesterday.
Which is funny because this was touted as the big event, but, compared to what happened yesterday.
There were some big announcements during, and we're talking about the Video Game Awards first. So there were some big announcements. There were awards given. I don't know how much credence awards and award shows in general have anymore, in general.
I feel like awards, people only care about awards when the things that they want to win do win, or the things that they don't want to win do win. Like, other than that, it's like there's like this air of like, oh, awards, who cares about awards, until like the thing that you want to win loses, and all of a sudden like, oh, like, who are these like people?
Yeah, no, that is a perfect way to say it. Because like the only ones I know is Among Us won Best Multiplayer, which I don't think is a surprise.
Last of Us won all the awards.
And yeah, Last of Us won like every other thing.
Yeah. Which, I don't have a
Final
dog.
Fantasy VII won a couple of things, I believe. Like
I do enjoy Last of Us. Like I get the flaws, but when all is said and done, when I really think about it, it is my favorite game I played this year. That's from a game that released this year.
Yeah, I didn't like the first Last of Us, so I didn't really kind of go out of my way to play it. But like, people seem to like it. Like, I didn't like Last of Us, but people like the first one. People love that game. Like, I don't like God of War, but people seem to love that game. So it's like,
yeah, they're just not my game. Like, that's not my jam, really.
That's fair. But I really watched the Game Awards for the announcements, of which we got a few. Starting with the fact that motherfucking Sephiroth is coming to Smash Brothers.
Actually, first off, on the before thing, they announced or they showed off gameplay reveal for Nier Replicant, which is pretty neat.
Ooh,
which is
I've never played Nier games, any of them. So
Nier for like the PlayStation. I think I forget like what this is exactly is, but like like Nier for the PlayStation 3 is like a pretty neat Square game.
It's a remake of that, right?
I think it is.
Because the sequel was the one on the PS4, right? Nier Automata.
It's a remake. Yeah, Replicant's a remake, I think.
Yeah, which that game is like pretty neat. Like it's definitely like, I remember when Nier came out, it was like a very weird game for Square to publish because it just seemed very outside the scope of what I would consider like Square as a publishing wing would publish. But yeah, like it's cool that that game's getting like a remake. But then the show started with like the new Smash character,
which I guess I have to buy Smash and then buy a Smash Pass to get. Isn't there like 80 characters now?
You can get them individually. You can get them individual.
How many goddamn characters are there in Smash at this point?
A lot. It's
like 100.
It's become borderline fan fiction.
Yeah.
They put Steve from Minecraft in there.
It's like really funny because someone posted up a scene from the first Kingdom Hearts game where Cloud and Sephiroth fight, and then they like go up into the sky and they like disappear. Like a bright thing happens and they disappear, and Goofy's like, "Gosh, like where did they go?" And like some other characters like, "Oh, they went off to a distant world to continue to fight," or blah blah blah. And people are like, "Holy shit!" Like this new announcement has an entirely different like context now.
So I think there's about 70 to 80 games, and also Sephiroth killed Mario. I don't care what everyone says. Sephiroth killed Mario.
Well, and then and also he punches away Bayonetta and Greninja, and I was like, oh man, I don't know if he could beat Bayonetta, but I mean, Sephiroth also defeats the main boss of Smash Brothers Ultimate.
I think he could.
He does in that trailer.
No, I'm saying I think
he cuts it in half.
If he can cut out Galen, he can cut out Bayonetta.
I'm literally looking through the characters in it, and I did not know Elsa from Frozen is in it.
She is not. I think you're looking at a fake thing.
You're looking at a fake thing.
Okay, yeah. There's a Naruto. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's it's a pretty neat trailer. It's his Advent Children costume. They also showed off that Cloud has a special smash move that you can only do to Sephiroth.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think it's just a new one they're adding to his move set in general.
Okay. But yeah, it
have a more in detail event next week going over about it. But I think what's pretty monumental about this is that Square Enix never really lets anyone play with their characters often in terms of fighting games.
I mean, there was that rumor that Cloud almost didn't make it into Ultimate.
Yeah.
Oh, from what I'm seeing here, there are currently 85 characters, and that was updated yesterday.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yep, that sounds right.
And then there's 2 more left in the current Battle Pass, I think.
Yeah.
2 or 3. And this seasons of Battle Pass has been fun. I like Min Min a lot, and I played Steve for maybe about 5 minutes, and I was I don't understand.
Dewey, and I have a good time.
I played a little bit of Steve, and I was just I don't understand this character at all, and I immediately dropped it.
It was added in for the meme. That's it. But
I don't really believe that. I mean, Minecraft is probably one of the most definitive franchises of the last the last decade.
I would say it's you can't write the history of video games without mentioning Minecraft.
Well, yeah, that's basically what I'm saying.
Yes,
so having
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, so having a video game representative of him in Smash, which is basically the biggest celebration of video games of all time.
That's fair, but I get the sense from all the things I've seen, it just felt like it was a meme thing.
Their roster is very much that, because you have Street Fighter characters, you have you said Banjo and Kazooie, Fire Emblem, but that's a Nintendo. Dragon Quest characters, Persona.
Mm-hmm. Persona's Persona's basically Atlas, which Atlas has a huge history within the video game industry.
Yeah. The only one that's missing that I guess used to be there is Snake there anymore?
Snake is there.
Snake is there.
Oh shit, Snake is there.
Yeah, and I think there's only a few franchises left that are pretty big within the scope of fighting, or not fighting games, but of video games in general that have not made their way into that game.
There's there's Castlevania characters, there's Resident Evil characters, right?
No,
there's no Resident Evil characters. The only
the
Capcom character is Mega Man.
Oh, okay.
Ryu and Ken.
Oh yeah, Ryu and Ken. And then I think I don't know how you incorporate it, but it wouldn't surprise me if Sub-Zero's in that game at some point.
Man, I don't know. I think that the idea of Nintendo of being family friendly still, Street Fighter can work around that because there's not blood really.
Bayonetta's in that game, and that's an M-rated game.
Yeah, but she's also kind of a first party character now.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I want Travis Touchdown in that game. You don't know how much I want him into that game, and they basically made a costume for him. So I was oh, okay, I guess this is all we get.
Yeah, the only other character I could think of that would be interesting, I don't think he's big enough, would be Dante from Devil May Cry.
That was what everyone thought the teaser was when
instead of Sephiroth.
Yeah,
I don't think Dante is big enough.
I don't think he's big enough, but I think he'd be a fun character.
Yeah,
because I don't know,
I think it's at this point, it's they already have. It's you have a lot of sword guys, a lot of shooty guys. It's do you want another sword shooty guy? And so it's I think it's yeah. I mean I think the last 2 or 3 picks are gonna be very interesting. because like Minecraft's big, Sephiroth is a big character, and I think like whatever character you have like going forward is going to be like it has to be as big.
Bomberman isn't in this game, right?
No, but that wouldn't
Bomberman,
surprise me. That costume.
Bomberman is an assist trophy in that game.
Oh, okay.
They also have like, in order to do like workarounds, they have like skins for the Mii fighters. So they've had a Cuphead skin, Fallout Vault Boy skin.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
And they have, and they have like, so assist trophies are basically like characters that come out like they're like Pokeballs, but they're like dome things.
Yeah.
And they're like characters that can fight with you, and like some of those characters are like Zero from Mega Man, Bomberman, Rathalos, like a bunch of different characters. So basically, it's like if they don't show up as fighters, it's like you could have like a really cool assist trophy with them.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think like who else would be like a cool. You know what would be interesting? Like characters from like the old school like side scrollers, like the Battletoads or Double Dragon.
Yeah.
Double Dragon, I think, is super. I mean, actually, no,
they're owned by shit. I can't remember the company. It's a really shitty company because
Data East.
No, my wife's cousins used to work for it. They're the people who made Cooking Mama.
Oh, Majesco?
Yeah, they own Double Dragon because they put out a new one like 7 years ago.
Double Dragon Neon.
Yeah.
But to move on, because we have a lot.
Yeah, we're getting caught in the weeds here.
Perfect Dark got revealed from the Xbox first.
Fuck
party.
yeah!
Can't be worse than the last one.
I want this Perfect Dark game to be good so bad. It's from the Initiative, which, if I were to understand, were the people that made Gears 5.
No, that's a collect. I think that's something different you're thinking of. This is a brand new studio. This is actually their first game. They were founded 2 years ago. This is a company that was it's Xbox's big, as they call it, quadruple A studio. They have people coming from BioWare, Respawn.
That's easy. Everybody from BioWare just quit.
Rockstar, everybody.
Oh yeah, this is the Santa Monica studio. Okay, yeah. Like I listened to like doing this, and like one of the people said that this was like the people that made Gears 5. So
no, that might be the.
Okay, I was wrong about that. Yeah, but, I think that's like the. But yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I would say from you mentioning BioWare, like all the heads quit, didn't they? Like a week ago.
Yep, and I'm going to get to that in 1 second. I'm going to get to those games in 1 second.
Yeah.
So they show off at. Go ahead.
I'm just going to start running through things quickly because we have a lot of stuff on the Disney front too. So the creators of Left 4 Dead, Turtle Rock, revealed a new first-person zombie game with co-op called Back 4 Blood.
Yes! And it basically is Left 4 Dead 3!
Basically Left 4 Dead 3.
It's like the trailer is basically just like copying the homework, but like you're also the person who made the homework.
Yeah, so this is basically Left 4 Dead 3. That's what everyone's going to call it, and it's coming out June of next year. Let's see, Hood, Outlaws, and Legends. I haven't heard much about that trailer. I missed. Scavengers. It's a open beta. There's a closed beta. You can sign up on the website. Forza Horizon 4 and Cyberpunk is doing a crossover. The new big one, the creator of Dead Space has a new game coming out called Callisto Protocol, which looks great.
So that's also being made by the publisher behind PUBG.
Okay.
So
did not know that.
Yep.
And then a new Warhammer game. This new Annapurna game called Open Roads, which is a mother-daughter that's going to have Caitlin Dever and Carrie Russell, and it looks pretty cool, actually.
I'm like super excited for this game because it's being developed by Fulbright, the makers of Gone Home and Tacoma, and like I love Gone Home a lot.
Either. I just the cast interests me.
Yeah, I think Gone Home is great. If you've never played it, it's like a really chill kind of like thriller kind of game. It's great. Like I love it.
Oh yeah, I think it's on Game Pass if you have it.
And then Disco.
Hello. I think we lost John Scott.
I can keep on going if we lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, next up is Disco Elysium Final Cut, which is basically going to be a upgraded version of Disco Elysium that'll be free to people who already own it, but they will be making a basically a PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 version That'll be coming to consoles next year. I have not played Disco Elysium. I've heard it's very good, so I'm finally going to be able to give this a try. CGI trailer for Dragon Age 4. I'm not a Dragon Age guy.
I love Dragon Age, and I'm a big, like, I don't know how, but like I guess I'm a BioWare guy because I like Dragon Age and I also like Mass Effect. And again, everybody from that company basically quit last week.
Yeah, Mass Effect is like my BioWare RPG, so like I don't know if like Dragon Age 4 was like something that like I don't know if that trailer was something that whetted the appetites of people who are like fans of that franchise, but
it was
that's
good, and there's a lot. Like this is the first one that's going to be a direct sequel, like a hard sequel to the previous game. Like the other ones were kind of like it timeline wise move forward and were like in the same world and had related characters, but they didn't directly follow. This game is directly following where the final DLC ended.
Yeah, what was that Dragon Age game that came out years ago? Inquisition or Acquisition?
The Inquisition, that was the last
Sorry,
one.
my Wi-Fi crapped out on me. What game are we talking about?
Dragon Age. Like, I remember people really liked that game, and they just like never followed up on that game.
Oh, they made 3 DLCs. They made 3 DLCs, and then this is the 4th one.
That was the last.
But that game came out on the 360.
No, that game came out on the last gen, the 1.
Okay.
The first game came out on the 360. I don't even know if the second one came out.
It did.
Yeah, Dragon Age Inquisition was the first one was the only one directly on the new systems, because you could carry your world over. You had to go to like their website and answer questions of like what you did in the previous games, and that's how you carried over your world. Inquisition was in 2014, so 6 years ago.
Okay. But yeah, like this is like first of 2 BioWare announcements, and this is off the heels of like more people who are the head of BioWare leaving BioWare, which also like I feel like also just spells doom for like any kind of like rehabilitation that Anthem has.
Yeah,
that game's
dead. But yeah, we go through Crimson Desert is the next game. That's a big open world action adventure game. It looks cool. Don't know much.
This is it's like the single-esque player version of Black Desert, which is like kind of like a big MMO game. Like my roommate was like super into it, and it's basically like, do you want to play like it's like, do you want to play like a fantasy game where also you have like your characters have giant bazungas?
Oh, okay.
But like
so
it also
like
looks really
Japanese.
pretty. It's not entire. It's not. I believe it's Korean.
Okay.
More importantly,
But yeah, it's a pretty good looking game.
Swedish Chef from the Muppets is now available on Overcooked as a playable new chef. So
I thought you were going to say he just got announced to be in Smash.
That would be just as amazing. There's a new game coming for the PS5 called Season. It is an indie game from Scavenger Studios, and it looks gorgeous.
Looks neat.
Black Ops. It's getting a Season 1 trailer. Yippee doo. The funniest trailer of the night for me.
Arc
2, starring Vin Diesel on a dinosaur, or going against a dinosaur. And it just I literally was flabbergasted that was Arc 2, and then they announced an Arc animated series with Russell Crowe as its cast.
The animated series is like a stacked cast, and like they didn't announce like the team behind it, but it looks an awful lot like the studio behind Saints Monos and Bliv Zeus and Castlevania.
So it's Studio Wildcard. Or is that the game studio? Studio Wildcard the game studio, or is that the animated studio?
Looks like it's the developers.
Okay, so never mind. I'm trying to see who's animating it, and I don't know. But yeah, the voice cast is going to have Michelle Yeoh, Gerard Butler, David Tennant, Jeffrey Wright, Elliot Page, Carl Urban, Malcolm McDowell, Russell Crowe, and Vin Diesel. So pretty stacked cast for that.
Fall Guys Season 3 trailer. Or Fall Guys. Evil Dead, the game.
Which I can't wait for.
Which I thought, like, when they were first showing off that trailer, I thought it was just going to be, like, Ash Williams in Dead by Daylight.
He's already there.
Oh,
So as soon as I saw the cabin, I'm like, is this an Evil Dead game or is he in Mortal Kombat? But then Ghosts and Goblins is getting a Switch remaster.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's like the second remaster for Ghosts and Goblins, but like this one looks very different. It kind of looks like the paper cutout stuff from Shadows of the Damned, or like that other Studio 51 game that came out like years ago, Black Sword Knight. It's like a unique like art style for that like style of game, and I kind of dig it. Like I'm not a Ghosts and Goblins guy. I kind of wish that another Capcom franchise would have gotten like a more recent reboot, but you know, it has its fans.
Yeah. And then what do we got? We got Returnal, which is PlayStation's Groundhog Day meets Alien video game coming out. It's coming out this March. It Takes Two revealed its first gameplay. This is from Joseph Fares, who is one of the most interesting people in video games ever.
It's the developer or Hazelight from the people who made A Way Out and Brothers.
And also yelled "fuck the Oscars" at the Game Awards a couple of years ago.
Yeah, so it's like, and like I kind of like dig that studio because they do like really great 2-player co-op games. And they also,
but I've heard good things.
like I just recently watched. There's a couple VTubers I like. Gura and Amelia Watson just did a playthrough of A Way Out, and it's great. And I saw the Game Grumps playthrough of A Way Out, and it's great. And it's like really fun to watch other people play through that game because like, you know, because it's a co-op game, like the friend dynamic kind of dictates the pace of that game. And It Takes Two looks fun. It's a vastly different game than A Way Out or Brothers was. They also announced that, much like A Way Out, if someone owns a copy of It Takes Two, you can invite them, a friend who doesn't own the game, into your game, and they can play along with you.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh.
I like that. But yeah, I'll definitely be checking that out when it comes out. What else? We got Super Meat Boy Forever is coming to Epic Games Store on the 23rd December this year.
So fucking excited for. I love Super Meat Boy. I put so many hours into it. It's like one of my favorite games of the 360 era. And I can't wait to see like a return to like that franchise.
What else was next? Then Oddworld, we saw this teased already earlier in the year, but it's coming now, spring 2021, and we got a new trailer. And I've never played an Oddworld game. Looks cool.
I think I played the first one way back in time. They were cool.
Yeah, the only one I kind of ever played was Stranger's Wrath, but I know that Stranger's Wrath is a vastly different Oddworld game from the other Oddworld games.
That's the Western-y one, right?
Yep, the Western first-person shooter.
Yeah, that one's like super different because the other ones are like side scrollers, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and I think like Munch's Odyssey is also, it's like, I think it's kind of like Pikmin in little ways, but yeah.
And then next on the list, Elder Scrolls Online has their next expansion coming. I don't play, so cool for whoever does. Monster Hunter Rise is going to have an upcoming limited time demo in January. So if you're a fan of the game,
that's the Switch.
Yeah, that's
the Switch Monster Hunter game.
And if you're a fan of that game and want to say fuck Paul W.S. Anderson, go right ahead. Among Us gets a new map, cool, but Master Chief's in Fortnite along with Daryl.
Don't gloss over Among Us getting the airship. The airship looks really cool. I love Among Us, so like there's like little things about it that's like
yeah. They basically took a bunch of stuff for what they were planning for 2 and are just rolling it into 1. If I believe,
which is like very neat. It's like
very
neat, and also
to not try to get people to move to another thing when there's no reason to.
Yeah. But yeah, like they have like ladders, which is kind of vastly different because like all the levels are kind of played within a like a single plane or like floor. Sorry. But now you're gonna have like 2 layers, and there's like already a map that's like kind of big for 10 players. So it's like I'm kind of like wondering how they're gonna balance having like two levels of play to where like if someone gets killed, it's like you'll never see them because they're in a part of the map like that's just kind of like super out of the way. But they're like really good at like level design, so like I'm not worried.
But yeah, so Master Chief is coming to Fortnite on the 16th, or Master Chief's in Fortnite now, and Walking Dead's Daryl and Michonne are getting added December 16th. The cool thing about the Master Chief announcement is that they did a crossover with Red versus Blue.
Yeah, I saw
cool.
that they like someone built Blood Gulch in Fortnite, and they are doing like a capture the flag event.
Oh,
which is
that's awesome.
Which is like neat because I feel like Blood Gulch Capture the Flag is like Halo at its peak. So
Absolutely.
but yeah, it's like funny that like I feel like every time like there's like a media crossover with like The Walking Dead, I'm just like, really? Like this show is like still popular with people. Like, you know, I don't know if you guys heard, but like recently they Magic the Gathering did a Walking Dead themed like mini set that you could only buy online. And it's like, what a weird franchise, because you know they did Godzilla also before that, and it's like, oh cool, I get it. Godzilla totally fits within like the universe of like Magic the Gathering because they're like giant monsters. But like,
do
like,
zombies?
Zombies do, but like, does Daryl Dixon or like
you mean they have
the governor?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so like seeing The Walking Dead in Fortnite, I was just like, okay, sure, whatever. You know, it's like
they'll be at the next Travis Scott concert in Fortnite.
but yeah, we can move on.
And then Bandai Namco announced their upcoming anime action RPG Scarlet Nexus coming in the summer.
Which looks an awful lot like Nintendo's Astral Chain.
Yes, it does. I was just gonna say that. Like almost borderline rip-off Astral Chain. And then Just Cause, the action series, is coming to mobile. Don't know when, but it's coming.
I imagine it'll run as poorly on mobile as the last Just Cause game did.
I didn't like. It took me a long time to realize Just Cause 4 had come out because I played the shit out of Just Cause 3 because it's just fun to blow shit up because everything is explodable in the third one.
Oh yeah, like yeah, Just Cause is like kind of like a fun series. Like 2 and 3 are like fun, but like 4 had like a lot of problems.
And then the last two, League of Legends, giving the League of Legends story set in the universe is coming next year. I don't play League of Legends, so if you do,
yeah,
awesome.
I don't play League of Legends. I don't know if I'm wrong on this, but that game looked an awful lot like it's from the same studio that just did Battle Chasers from like a year or two ago, because it looks just like Battle Chasers but with like a League of Legends skin.
And then last, but well, depending on how you feel about it, least or certainly not least, we got a teaser for the new Mass Effect game.
Which I like Mass Effect. I played Andromeda. I want another Mass Effect game. This trailer gave us nothing.
You deserve a medal.
I beat Andromeda.
Oh man, I played maybe like 3 hours. Is like I'm done.
I'm pretty sure I was working at GameStop when it came out, so like I definitely did not pay full price. I actually might have gotten it for free, but yeah, like they were still.
All right, Lou, we get it. You worked at GameStop. You got free shit.
There were still aspects of it that I liked because they were from the other game, but I don't know. I'm more pumped that we're getting remakes. That's confirmed, right?
Yes, we are getting a remake next year, but this is a brand new installment, and I think Liara is going to play a role in this one.
Yeah, because we're basically ignoring Andromeda.
Well, like people are like, "Oh, it's Liara," and I'm like, couldn't it just also just be like another person of like that
race? Any Asari.
But yeah, man, like it's like I don't think that's fair to call it like a Mass Effect trailer because it's like basically it's just like it's a trailer for what? It's a trailer for basically saying like we're not dead. Like Mass Effect.
It's a character going through the snow and then pick something up and it's the N7. I'm like, all right, cool.
And like, you know, the problem with like Andromeda to me wasn't necessarily like not enough familiarity with like the cast. It's like they just didn't like familiarize like the audience. Too. Well, yeah, but it's like the cast of Andromeda is just like not as inherently as interesting as the cast of, the original saga. Like, like they've like rebooted Star Trek many of times. And like with each like reboot, like there's like still like a big chunk of fan base that still carries over to the next thing because like they introduce like the captain and the crew and they're just as fun and different and as engaging as the previous crew. And it's just like they just didn't do that with Andromeda.
Part of the problem
feel
also with Andromeda is that like the enemies were so fucking lame.
Yes.
And that was a big problem with it. Because in the first if you're basically, you have to only compare it really, like writing wise, to the first game. Because the second and third Mass Effects build on what that first game started. And the first one has a compelling and great villain, while Andromeda has like alien Borg.
Yeah, the art design of Andromeda is really bad. And so it's like, so then like also like going back to like earlier with like, Dragon Age, it's like so many people have left BioWare. And it's like, do I have like, and that's not to say that BioWare can't, hire talented people to come on board and like maybe have like a fresh new spin on Mass Effect as a franchise, but it's like, do I trust EA to do that? It's like, I don't. It's like I looked at Anthem, like that to me is just like what EA's all about right now. It's like that kind of character design, that kind of quote unquote immersion, that kind of like what they want a game to be. It's like they want like a service game, and like I don't want Mass Effect to be a service game.
Well, that's because they're a company built on that, like. And their backbone is like the two biggest games as service games ever existing in FIFA and Madden.
Yeah, it's like let FIFA be FIFA and let Madden be Madden. Like, and let that fan base like continue to buy like the same franchise every year and like buy a bunch of cars, and then you like and you have a bunch of whales who are willing to spend money on that. It's like it's like let your single player game be like a cool single player game. It's like look at like I mean, like Cyberpunk did launch in a like mitigated disaster of a state, but like they like announced today that based on just the pre-orders alone, they've already made their money back.
Well, and like they also like they did a lot of stuff pushing back help. They're also in that weird spot of putting a huge like kind of AAA game in the transition period to new consoles, where they're sort of. I feel like the Microsoft and Sony like force some of these developers to put out games on the now old consoles where they really shouldn't be on them, because is anyone surprised that a console from 7 or 8 years ago is not running a game that's built for the new consoles?
I'm like surprised about Miles Morales at least, because like Miles Morales I thought was just basically like Spider-Man, which is a game that runs pretty well on my current PlayStation 4 with like a new coat of paint, but I didn't know that new coat of paint like basically like chucked my system to hell.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, when Spider-Man came out, that was basically topping out the PS4, I guess.
Yeah, like Miles, like when Miles Morales came out, and like I saw like people's gameplays of that game and like how it played on the PlayStation 4, like it very much to me it was like the canary in the coal mine, where I was like, oh cool, like I am like not playing Cyberpunk, I guess. And then like I don't know if I sent you guys like that video of that guy playing Cyberpunk on the fat PlayStation 4, and it just runs. It looks like a PlayStation 2 game. Like it looks like State of Emergency.
And again, that's a system that the hardware in that system is how many years old? Like 12?
Yeah.
Like on a Pro or like an Xbox One X, like I'm sure it's playable, but I wouldn't recommend it. Like I remember again, like I was at GameStop when the last Switch happened, and I remember like people coming in like buying the new games, like, oh, but like it looks so like bad and plays so wonky. I'm like, yeah, because they're not making games for your console anymore. Like that's why like when the games come in, it's like, oh, we have like 200 copies of Call of Duty Black Ops on the One and the PS4, and then we got like 7 for the PS3 and the 360, and we would sell like 2 of them.
I wish you would have like had that with Madden, and then you're like, and then there's like the one guy who comes in with Madden on the Wii.
Oh, they did for a while. Like Well, I don't know.
Oh, I know.
Any
Like,
GameStop,
still-
you go in, their entire back room is filled with Madden's, FIFA's, 2Ks, Call of Duties. At the time, it was Halo, and I'm trying to remember what was the
Just
game
Dance?
that came out? No, Assassin's Creed, because they were
Oh,
doing
yeah,
one
yeah.
every year. What was another game that came out like every year?
Call of Duty.
Yeah. Well, we had like 6 different we had like hundreds of 6 different Call of Duties.
Wasn't Battlefront like every year at one point
Battlefront,
too?
yeah, that was the other one. I was like, I knew it was another war because there's always 2. It's like there's always the 2 war games. I guess there was also a lot of Halo because that's when they were doing like there was like that period was like Halo 3, Halo 3 ODST, Halo 4, and Halo Wars were like all within like a 5-year period.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of other shit to talk about.
Basically, like
Yeah, we have like a whole other presentation.
the last thing I basically want to say about that gaming thing with Mass Effect is that like I feel like EA is still stuck in this like 360 PS3 era of game design where it's like our game needs to also be like a single player game and also a multiplayer game and also like a service game. And like that's how we make money. And it's like if you look at Sony, and I'm not like super into like a lot of Sony's first parties, but like they're like big budget first party games that sell like gangbusters and don't have like a digitized monetized store. It's like you can do it. Like Sony does it. Like why can't EA do it? Like why can't I just like hope that Mass Effect is like a Mass Effect of old and not a Mass Effect of like the recent history.
Well, the thing is that they don't want to, like, because they can't. It's like I don't know. They suck. Fuck EA.
I haven't
on.
bought any. I haven't like besides Andromeda before that. Like I hadn't bought an EA game since Mass Effect 3.
The best. All you did was remind me of if you've never seen the. I haven't really watched any new episodes in a long time. There's a South Park episode about college football and how they characterize EA in it is the best. Because basically it's like, oh, how bad the college like sports programs are. And then it's like, yeah, they're really bad. And then EA's like, no, we bought all the rights to everything. We're the ultimate bad guys. And that's what they do to them. But yeah, let's talk about let's spend all of the time on the 8 million things that Disney decided to share with us yesterday.
Strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen. We got
Things you didn't know you needed. You now need.
Okay, so let's recap. Disney yesterday had their big investor day. This is their big presentation announcing what's coming at the end of 2020 and beyond. A lot of stuff got announced, so let's get right into it. First thing they announced is over the next few years, we're going to get roughly 10 Marvel series, 10 Star Wars series, 15 Disney live action, 15 Disney animation, and 15 Pixar series, and 15 all new Disney live action, 15 Disney animation, and 15 Pixar movies on Disney Plus.
So correction there, because I'm reading the tweet here. It says 15 Disney live action, comma, Disney animation, comma, and Pixar series. So I think it's just
15 total,
of,
not 15 each.
Of those things. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Plus 15 all new Disney live action, Disney Afternoon, and Pixar features will be released on Disney Plus.
My mistake.
Yeah.
But holy mother of God, that's a lot of content.
Yeah, so let's start with you're going to go through the timeline, which the timeline is kind of broken into the Disney stuff, then Star Wars, then MCU, if I remember how the announcements.
With some dashes of TV sprinkled in there.
Yes.
But I guess I'm reading just from the tweets, from Disney's whole Twitter thread.
There's a bunch of sports stuff we'll say, and we're going to move on.
Yeah.
So they're adding stars onto Disney Plus. Is that the network that had Ash versus Evil Dead and Pennyworth?
Yes.
That's not the same one. That's a different thing. Star is only in like Europe and everything. That's not for America.
That's not stars.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's why I thought at first I was like, oh, cool. Like,
and how dare you say that one show's name? It does not exist, even though it's in season 2, I believe.
I like that. I was like the network that has Ash versus the Evil Dead and Pennyworth.
I don't know. You cut out there because that thing you said doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also the the network that has the one season of American Gods.
Exactly. But,
so what are these
Star
other
and Star
shows?
Plus are general entertainment content brands. So the first big thing that Disney came out and said was the new Disney animated movie, Raya and the Last Dragon, is coming to theaters, and it's going to still have Disney Plus Premier Access. So I guess we're still trying that, but...
so yeah, we're basically going to pay $30 for it.
I'm not. I'll wait.
Well, I think the idea is that, like, we don't know when theaters will be able to be reopened, or if, like, where I live, I don't know. The closest theater to me is, like, done. They closed it, like, permanently.
Yeah.
And it got closed earlier than it would have because it was getting closed for other reasons. But, like, I don't know when. Like, I'm in a hot zone. I don't know when anything's gonna open. And if it's like $30 and I go to like my wife's cousin's house and there's like 8 of us that are gonna watch it, like $30 is fine to split. Like,
well, it's like funny because there's like a drive-in near me, but like none of these movies
jealous.
are on. But none of these movies like they do for drive-in, like because like I don't know if like the licensing is too high or something. But
I'm gonna guess it's the licensing.
Licensing would be a problem.
Yeah, because all this stuff is going to the big chains.
Yeah, which that's a whole HBO. We might not get to the HBO news today, did we?
We can say it right now that HBO is releasing all this stuff for basically the entire 2020, 2021 straight to HBO Max.
Yes, which
you know what? Like after we get done talking about Disney, I'll do like a rapid fire thing about HBO Max.
Okay.
But let's rip through some of these shows and movies. So we have,
but like I don't know if you, but basically to start, like I don't know if you guys got like the news today about the FDA approving the COVID-19. So it's like, March 5th is like kind of fucking close. I feel like, but like I don't know, man. Like I will say, I think it's just like it depends on like how able they're able to get a vaccine.
Yeah. I was just saying, I live in DC. My brother-in-law works for the FDA. My wife also works for the federal government. They are both scientists. Okay, so it got approved. The way that like the United States government bureaucracy works is cool. That will still need like some other approvals, and then to be distributed, and then it gets distributed to like the most essential people, and then like down the list.
Yeah.
So it will take a long. It's gonna be like.
So you're saying that me, who wants to watch Raya and the Last Dragon in theaters, is not essential enough?
Unless you want to become a firefighter or an EMT worker, no.
I'm joking.
Although teachers, John, you might be able to, because I think they're considering teachers pretty high up there.
Yeah, AIDS or whatever. So that wouldn't. What about podcasters, guys? Come on,
So yeah, let's continue. There's like
let's continue.
So they went to sports first, but
yeah, we could just roll over that. There's a bunch of sports stuff. I'm a sports person. Nobody else is here. I may watch one of the sports.
You're a sports person. Get out of here.
One of the shows is for someone I fucking hate, so fuck them for doing that.
Is it Stephen A. Smith?
Yes, fuck that guy.
I don't know. I don't know why people hate that guy. I just like. I feel like he shows up in a meme every once in a while, and that guy seems like a loud jackass, and it's kind of funny.
Yeah, that's what he is. He's a loud jackass, and he's made a career out of it. And he's by like basically he sucks. He's like the problem. Like everything you don't like about like comic book or video game or name it journalism. Like he is that in sports. Like he's sports TMZ.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I guess I'll start off with like the Hulu announcements.
Yeah. So we have the new series Only Murders in the Building with Steve Martin and Martin Short reuniting, and Selena Gomez has joined them. Not much is known about it.
That's a grouping that makes sense.
Sure.
I mean, like Steve Martin and Martin Short, like.
Oh no, they make sense. It's the Selena Gomez, and they're like, we're gonna have these two 65-year-old comedians and like a 31-year, like, is she even 30?
I don't know, man. I like her in Spring Breakers. Like I kind of like some of her music. So,
well, I'm not like her music, but like I'm just saying, like her, like it's a weird combo for me. Like it feels very producery, like, oh, we got to give something for it's a 3-quadrant show or 4-quadrant show.
So next is the true story of con artist Elizabeth Holmes. It's called The Dropout. It's gonna be, and she's played by Kate McKinnon. So Kate McKinnon's gonna.
I cannot wait. I listened to the podcast. My wife read the book. I cannot wait. The story is fucking crazy. And if anyone can do it, Kate McKinnon can. Because one of the big things about Elizabeth Holmes is she has a weird fucking voice.
Oh yeah, I think Kate McKinnon could. Let's see. Dope Sick is a new drama series inspired by true events. It's going to have Michael Keaton, Peter Sarsgaard, and Rosario Dawson.
Interesting. Did they say what that's about or just the name?
Just the name.
I wonder if it's about like people who had issues. I don't know if these 3 people did.
Well,
it's like a drama series about people who are addicted to drugs. And it's like,
and Rosario's done that before, like that kind of a show.
Dope Sick Dealers, Doctors, and the Drug Company That Addicted America. So it is about opioids.
Oh, so it's going to be about pills, like Vicodin and shit.
And okay, I'm actually looking at some of the extra cast on here. Will Poulter will be in it. Caitlin Dever will be in. Okay, that's a decent cast.
Mm-hmm. The next one is the Nicole Kidman, Melissa McCarthy, 9 Perfect Strangers.
From David E. Kelly.
Which is crazy. I just finished watching, what was the Nicole Kidman thing everyone was talking about on HBO?
Oh, the one with Hugh Grant?
Yes. Unraveling.
I know what you're talking about.
Undoing. It was really good. She's a good fucking actress. It's an interesting combo. And David E. Kelly is David E. Kelly, so he has some big shows under his belt, so sounds good.
And then The Handmaid's Tale season 4 is coming in 2021, but it also got renewed for season 5. So if you watch the show, that's cool.
Yeah, I saw season 1. I don't need to be that depressed.
Next is FX. The big new shows are coming exclusively to FX on Hulu. Is The Old Man, which is Jeff Bridges as a former CIA operative forced to reconcile with his past.
Down for it, always.
Oh God, American Horror Stories with a plural, which is an anthology spin-off. Wow.
It has its following, like
Ryan
The Walking Dead.
Ryan Murphy needs to calm down. Platform is a scripted anthology from BJ Novak that uses the boldest issues of our times as a jumping off point to tell a singular story about the world we live in. This next one, which Lou and I were talking about, looks cool. It's from Taika Waititi. It is called Reservation Dogs. It is a half-hour comedy series about 4 Native American teenagers growing up on a reservation in eastern Oklahoma.
I'm trying to see who the comedians are in it.
It's in development, so it's just starting its work. Yeah,
because there is one that I really like. He was the guy that is on the kind of famous How Did This Get Played episode. I can't. It's like Joe. Okay. Yeah, he's really good comedian. So I would hopefully, because again, it's like the most marginalized group possibly.
So it's cool. The other co-creator is Native American.
Yes.
And like Taika Waititi is like, I'll basically watch anything that he is like a part of at this point. So.
Yeah, same.
And then the next big one is we're finally getting that Why the Last Man adaptation exclusively on FX Hulu. Finally. Yeah.
Like, have you guys ever read Why the Last Man?
Yes. I read the first volume.
I've read it completely.
It's great. And
it'd be a good read right now.
I think it's funny that in the tweet they're like starring Diane Lane, and it's like, oh, she played. It's like not starring Yorick or like.
Yeah, well, she's got to be the mom, right? I would assume.
Absolutely.
She's the biggest name in the cast.
Yeah.
But and if it sounds like I'm going really quickly through these, it's because I am, and there's a lot to get through.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna tag ones that I think are interesting, which I think is the next one, which is
Other Fucking Alien from FX from Noah Hawley. Holy shit.
No one's pants are dry. Everyone's wet. Like, could there be like a better combination of person and property?
Oh my god.
I'm kind of okay on it. Like, I think it's just like over like 25 years, there's only been like Alien Isolation as like the good Alien properties.
The first 2 movies and 1 video game.
I mean, like, the Capcom Alien vs. Predator game in arcades is, like, very good. But, yeah.
Oh, isn't that the one that went to the Jaguar?
No, you're thinking of the FPS, which is
Oh.
also good. I'm talking about like the side scroller where you play as predators and humans against aliens.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
it's still just like the fact that you have the guy who did Fargo and Legion working on
Yeah.
this.
If you've never seen Legion, like my thought is because it's also called Alien, that this is going to be much more in the vein of the original film and be much more horror space isolation oriented.
It says here, expect a scary thrill ride. So yeah, I think you're looking more in the horror section.
Yeah, I think it's going to be more like Alien than what we saw as in Aliens. The next one's also cool, which is Shogun.
It's the novel Shogun, the classic James Clavell saga. Justin Marks, who wrote The Jungle Book and the upcoming Top Gun Maverick, is adapting the epic with Rachel Kondo and producing it with Tim Van Patten.
Is she related to Marie Kondo? That is a joke, and you do not have to look it up. Please don't.
Okay, I was like, I can't tell if you're being serious.
Do you know who Marie Kondo is?
I do.
Okay.
And then It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is getting 4 more seasons.
Yeah, we were talking about this beforehand. It's like, well, yeah, because all of the stars have tried to do other TV shows and they've all failed.
I mean, like, it's like you can't really say Danny DeVito fails.
No. He's not one of the 4 stars of the show.
And Charlie Day, like he shows up in stuff.
He's the aberration. I would say Dan DeVito's kind of he's separate from the core, like the 4 characters.
Rob McElroy's gotten his own thing with the Ravenscrest show now on Apple TV.
Yeah, he has the Apple TV show. There was AP Psych or AP Bio. AP Bio.
I think they're all like super talented people that also like at the same time are like in this perfect nexus of like as a group are like comedic like gold.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like it. The end, right? And then we hit into Star Wars, which
we punch it to light speed is what we do here.
Yeah. And the first story, which is basically Mando season 3, is happening. I think it comes out next December.
Next Christmas.
Next Christmas.
We have to wait a full year. And the season ends next Friday.
Who's got 2 thumbs and hasn't seen most of Mandalorian? This guy.
Well, you're missing out because it's fucking awesome.
You're about to get spoiled because they kind of reveal a spoiler here.
I don't care. Like I'll probably forget about it anyways.
Well, one of the shows is a spoiler.
Yeah. So
the Ahsoka show.
Yes.
They announced, speaking of which, 2 spin-offs in the timeline of The Mandalorian, which is Rangers of the New Republic, which I think is the Gina Carano show.
They said it's starring her. We'll see how long that lasts of her being the star.
Well, why do you say that?
Oh,
look, we all know
trans people.
And I will say, like, as somebody who's known about her for like a long time, being an MMA fan, like, I'm not surprised. Like, the people who make money by punching other people in the face tend to be very conservative.
Yeah. Oh my god. Sorry to sidestep because I know it's a packed show. There's like a Facebook group I'm a part of that's like a local like pop culture shit group, and like someone shared a story from like one of like like Marvel super unhappy with like Brie
Larson
with,
or Gina Carano.
Brie Larson. Brie Larson, they're going to replace her with Gina Carano. I just like, look, man, let's just ban everything from this site and also from like.
So Disney's going to replace an Oscar-nominated actress with a former MMA fighter.
Yeah, man.
Whose best thing on her resume is I'm not Ronda Rousey.
She was also. It's like also she was a character named Angel Dust in Deadpool.
Oh, was that her character's name?
That was her character's name.
Yeah.
Because her big things are Deadpool, Mandalorian, and then she starred in, although they redubbed her, what was it called?
No, she was also in Fast 6.
Fast 6, oh, that's right. She's the one that fights Michelle Rodriguez. And then the next one, they put Ronda Rousey, and everyone's like, oh, don't let her talk.
Which also, to be fair, like we can't rag on Gina Carano for being transphobic, and then also like bring up Rosario Dawson, who has like had also a history of transphobia.
Yeah, it's like I don't know.
By the way, Ahsoka show's coming out next in the same timeline.
Yes, and then they're all gonna have like a Defender style meetup at some point.
But maybe not as, maybe a little more successful than Defenders was.
So have they said like where does Mandalorian like I guess like
Yes.
with Ahsoka showing up, it takes place between 3 and 4.
No, it's 5 years after
Jedi.
Return of the Jedi.
Oh,
The Empire doesn't exist.
That's why people are like they're just milking 6 to 7 so hard. Okay, I got it.
And then we got a small little sizzle reel for the Rogue One show. Now it's called Andor.
Yes, which looks fucking awesome. So it'll take place before Rogue One, and
coming out in 2022.
Yeah, Luna is awesome in it.
Wait, so do they have any of the characters from Rogue One?
No.
Besides Luna, they have not said.
No, I think K2SO's in it.
It seems like a very odd decision for them to do.
Well, the only characters that would be in it are him and K2. The rest of them just kind of come together in the movie. They're not together.
But the two big other names they cast were Stellan Skarsgård and Fiona Shaw.
And then the next one is like I feel like fairly huge.
The Obi-Wan show.
Yeah. Starring Christensen back as Darth Vader. Hayden Christensen's back as Darth Vader.
I'm for it, and I think they kind of said so. It's going to take place 10 years after Jedi.
Yes.
Can you imagine Can you imagine like hopping into a time capsule and like going back 15 years and telling like Star Wars fans like in 15 years you're going to be like so excited for like Hayden Christensen to return as Darth Vader for a Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show?
We have an after us.
Well, that's what's interesting is that like this show and the Andor show probably take place somewhat similarly in time.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll probably have more tie-ins like Mandalorian to Clone Wars and Rebels, the cartoons.
Clone Wars, I think, more for the Obi-Wan show.
Yes, because it will be before Rebels. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
I would say, and the game that came out last year.
All in Order?
Yeah, because that ties into like Mandalorian, Rebels, Clone Wars, all that stuff as well.
So, what's the deal with the Bad Batch?
So, have you seen the Clone Wars, the last season?
I'm not seeing it. Like, I saw like the original like 2D Gendy Tartakovsky Clone Wars, and maybe like a handful of 3D ones, but that's kind of about it.
Well, you should go back and watch it because you can find lists of what episodes you should watch, and also watch Rebels. But the season they just launched, I think it's the first arc, right?
It is.
Yeah, that's the only part I've seen, and
they're particularly an 80s action movie team.
Yeah, the idea is that there are clones that don't come out right, but instead of getting rid of them, they use them as like specialized agents. That is why they are called the Bad Batch. So they are all still clones, but they are not perfect clones. So there's one that's like a tank. There's one that's like a kind of warpath, like the X-Men character.
Yeah.
There's one that's a sniper. There's a tech guy. I'm trying to remember if there's another one.
Is it basically if you took the Marauders and mixed them with the Suicide Squad?
Yes, but they're awesome.
I mean, the Marauders and the Suicide Squad are pretty awesome.
Yeah, like it's more like they're all brothers because they're clones.
Yeah.
But they also kind of like the other clones don't want to associate with them because they're like fucked up, but they're also like think that they're like, well, we're more specialized. They're kind of like an X-Force team. To go back to like X-Men.
Got it.
But moving on, we have Star Wars Visions, which is basically the Animatrix.
But Star Wars.
But Star Wars.
Yeah, did they announce any directors or I mean like I have like some like directors and some like studios in my head I would love to see like do
I'm
Star
sure
Wars.
There's going to be big names because
like I would love to see a studio trigger like 15 minutes short about Star Wars and they could just
do imagine like a JoJo version of a Star Wars story.
Oh yeah, if David Productions had like a short, yeah, like I would be like so on board.
My Hero Academia, but it's the Jedi Academy.
But yeah,
that would fucking work real well, actually.
Yeah.
Like it's like if they got like the director of like Devil May Cry Baby, or like they got like Mappa or Bones or Trigger or like there's like a ton of just like really great like animation studios like currently out here, and I kind of like I feel like Peter Chung is like he's gonna be involved in this somehow, because I feel Peter Chung is like involved in like every Americanized like animation crossover thing with Japan. Which is like not necessarily bad. Like I'm not like throwing shade at Peter Chung, like the guy who did like Aeon Flux,
Yeah.
But I feel he has a very distinct style when you see it.
Yeah, well, he did one of the Animatrix, didn't he?
Yeah, he did like one of the pretty good ones. Like, yeah, the Animatrix like is hits 80% of the time.
Did he do the one with the track star?
He did.
That's I like. All I had to do was think of the art, and like I immediately knew.
No, he did the one where like they have like the big like kabuki fight.
Oh, okay, that's like a different one. Yeah, that one's just basically no talking. It's just all like ninja.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Matrix ninjas.
Yeah.
The next story
is
which
creator of Dear White People on Netflix is doing the Lando Calrissian miniseries for Disney Plus.
Have they said which Lando?
They said both. I saw that both are going to be involved.
Oh.
Like, they officially said both are involved.
I did not know that.
What would be fun, is my head, is that we have Billy D. Williams retelling stories and then having having him actually doing the stories. You know what I mean?
What if Billy D. Williams gets trapped into like a time portal and he like goes back to the past and he teams up with like his younger self and they go on like adventures together?
If you watched Rebels, you would know that things like that in Star Wars are possible.
Well, now I know.
Okay, now this next one I'm really interested in.
This sounds real interesting.
Okay, so it's Leslie Headland, who, if you have not seen on Netflix, she co-created the show Russian Doll. She is doing a Star Wars series on Disney Plus called The Acolyte. The Acolyte is a mystery thriller that will take viewers into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. Now, the High Republic era is Disney's latest like publishing line in terms of like their new story, in terms of like books and comics and everything. So,
is that not the era of the Skywalker stuff?
This is before everything.
So it's not the Knights of the. It's not the Old Republic.
It's before the Knights of Ren.
Is it like in the like the? Is it like in the year like 420?
Yeah, but like the Knights of Ren are
because it's the High Republic.
So it's okay. So here it is. It is High Republic sub-era, the Age of Republic, 200 years before the events of the Skywalker saga, 800 years after the fall of the Old Republic.
Okay, so it's the in-between of the Old Republic and what the movies gave us.
Yeah.
Because the Old Republic is the Mandalorian Wars.
Yes.
So it is the post of that. It's like the Second Republic.
Phase 1 is Light of the Jedi. There is going to be one short story that comes out December 15th, and then starting next January, you're going to have like a bunch of books, 2 adult novels, and
I'm assuming a bunch of comics.
Well, you're going to have one adult novel in January, middle grade novel in January.
How adult are we talking here?
Like
Black Series, DC Black Label.
No, I'm not talking comics.
Are we going to see? Are we going to see?
Like Luke Skywalker's dick?
I was going to go with Vader's. Like, how burnt is it?
God.
Does it have a hydraulic pump?
And then you're gonna get the other young adult novel in February, and an adult novel in July, and then you're gonna have a couple other novels released, and then you have 2 comic series. The first comic, which is Star Wars: The High Republic, starts January 6th, and that is by Kevin Scott. It's from Marvel. And then Star Wars: The High Republic Avengers is Daniel Jose Older, and it's IDW, and that's with the Yoda one. But yeah, I think that's really cool. I think I'm really excited to discover that new era. So yeah. The next one we have is a special Star Wars adventure called A Droid Story featuring R2-D2 and C-3PO. Boy, I'm sure not tired of these characters.
Well, I don't know. It's a special, so I'm guessing it's going to be like really short.
I hope so. I don't want a whole series of this.
No, we already have like a short.
So I saw someone post about they posted like the big image of like all the different like Star Wars shorts, and I saw like that one there, and I thought I read it at first as the Droid Show, and I thought, and like I like instantly in my head it's like it's like a late night show starring KTSO and BB-8.
That would be so good. So it's Space Ghost, but with K2SO.
And Max Rebo are like the house band, and they interview different characters within the Star Wars universe.
I feel like it should just be like they interview other droids and like just to talk shit about the humans, and like the biological beings.
3PO just comes on and starts saying like curse words just to let loose.
Oh man. I'm just gonna try to like move. So I want to skip the next one because it's not Star Wars, but it's still Lucas. Let's go to the last big Star Wars one because it's probably one of the biggest.
So real quick, Willow was announced.
Well,
that was the one I was skipping.
I only like the only reason why I want to bring this up. I've never seen Willow.
How dare you, sir? Dare you?
The only thing I know Warwick Davis from is I've seen all of the Leprechaun films.
You've seen Harry Potter, though.
Fuck you.
Is he in Harry Potter?
Is he like one several different characters in it?
Look, man, he's all under makeup, so it's like
no. In one of them, he's not. He just has a mustache.
Look, man. I didn't want to bring it up here, but I don't like Harry Potter, so.
Oh, I don't like Harry Potter either. So.
Oh, well, then we can move on.
All right. So. The next
Willow, he fucks. Yeah, it's the best.
Wait, Warwick Davis fucks in Willow?
Yeah, he has a kid at the end.
Oh my god, I gotta see Willow.
Dude, how have you not seen Willow? It's a movie starring Warwick Davis, and then
because I mean, like
Val Kilmer is like sword and sandals. Han Solo.
I mean, I've seen Labyrinth, but I feel like a lot of like those '80s fantasy films,
this is
like
a
Willow,
comedy. This is a
Legion,
comedy.
And the Neverending Story, kind of like a lot of that shit, like just like passed me by.
Willow's like a comedy version of Lord of the Rings, and instead of having actors play hobbits, they have actual little people.
Okay.
All right. So you know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna get through these news now, really quickly. They're doing another Indiana Jones. It's James Mangold directing it. It's supposed to be the last one. Harrison Ford's coming back.
Man, did you want to see Harrison Ford be Sean Connery in an Indiana Jones film? Well, guess what? You're about to see it in 2022.
You see, I didn't want this movie, but you saying that kind of sold me on the idea.
It's like, well, it's funny because like we were talking, me and a friend were talking about this like last night about like it'd be kind of neat if they brought back Shia LaBeouf because he's kind of like rehabilitated his career, and then like all the shit with Shia LaBeouf came out in the last 24 hours.
Oh, I don't even know what all the shit is. What did he do? Is it the thing where he's in like Mexican face?
No, his former girlfriend basically is suing him for like emotional damage and battery and all this other shit, and then Shia LaBeouf like basically gave a statement about being like, yeah, like I was like a really bad alcoholic, and basically said like in no uncertain terms like he did everything that he did and he feels really bad about it and he needs help, and it's like well like that period of like Shia LaBeouf like welcome back tour is kind of been derailed.
Yeah.
And then next is just gonna get to this quickly. Tomi Adeyembe's New York Times bestselling novel *Children of Blood and Bone*, which I've heard of but I've never read, is being developed by Lucasfilm in partnership with 20th Century Studios. This coming-of-age adventure follows a young African girl's quest to restore magic to her forsaken people, the Magi.
I think it's like very interesting, like what is being set up as a Disney film and was being set up as a 20th Century Studios film.
Well, I think it's also stuff that, like, rights-wise, Fox may have still had.
Maybe, but like I think, I think we'll get into it like a little bit later when we start seeing like 20th Century Fox revivals that are happening and like what they kind of chose. But yeah, like it honestly could be like maybe like the tone of the film is not like It's like they're restructuring that basically anything that was like Miramax or Buena Vista at one point is now being like 20th Century Fox and not necessarily under the Disney label.
And I will say, I don't think that's a bad idea. Like, if something's in the Disney label, it will be quote family friendly, and then all their not so family friendly stuff under 20th Century would not be a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what they did in the past. And they had Miramax, and then they have like 2 or 3 other ones they used to do that with. I can't remember them right now. But they used to do that in the past, like all the time.
Yeah.
So like, I don't think it's a bad idea.
But yeah, like Taika Waititi is doing a new Star Wars franchise.
And
That's
then,
rad.
Here for it.
That's rad, but the biggest news and the one that made me like pee my pants with excitement because I was so happy. Patty Jenkins is doing a motherfucking Rogue Squadron movie.
Yeah, man.
This has got to be a big fuck you to Warner Brothers, right?
Am I gonna need an expansion pack to watch this movie?
And 64 days, baby.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, like, hey, man, it's like
they got Rumble pack.
WWE got James Gunn for a film, and they get Patty Jenkins for a film.
It's also coming out in 2023, so it is a long way off. But the fact that it's even happening is fucking rad.
I think it's like also like funny. Like Patty Jenkins was originally supposed to be doing Thor: The Dark World years ago, and then she was basically like let go to and they hired like some dumbass fucking Game of Thrones director who made like the worst Marvel film
with the worst MCU movie.
And then Patty Jenkins went on to go do Wonder Woman. So like I'm like hoping that Patty Jenkins got like a big fat payday from Star Wars for this.
I'm sure she did. Yeah, like trying to speed up a little bit because we have the whole MCU to get to.
Are you saying you don't want to go over this Nat Geo stuff?
Yeah, there's a bunch of Nat Geo stuff. If you like animals and nature, good for you.
Chris Hemsworth will now it's time for Disney Plus itself. So I'll get to that too.
Yeah, so Mighty Ducks TV show. There's a trailer.
Mighty Ducks TV show.
Gordon Bombay, our favorite story that starts off with someone getting a DUI is back.
I love the Mighty Ducks. Like, unironically, like I
love it too.
So like I'm kind of like we saw the preview for it. Like I'm not like super high on it, but like I'll watch 12 episodes of a Mighty Duck TV show.
Oh, this is like
seen the cartoon show.
I have.
I've seen a handful of episodes. I do not like it.
It is a show that exists.
I will say like the shows they announced as like family friendly shows are kind of all home runs. Mighty Ducks as like a family friendly like kid show, home run. The next one.
So the thing about the Mighty Ducks TV show, like the Mighty Ducks animated show from the 90s, also existed, I feel like, at a time where Disney tried to rebrand itself as being like edgy. So you had like the Mighty Ducks and then the Quack Pack, which was like, Huey, Dewey, Louie as angsty teenagers.
Stop it! Don't remind me of that garbage. Anyway.
The next thing we have is Josh Peck in a Turner and Hooch TV show,
which is like the first of. I was like, this is the 20th Century Fox back catalog you decided to kind of go back to?
Hold on. I was correction. That was Touchstone, so that was still technically Disney.
Turner and Hooch? Oh, wow.
Well, they also said Alien was also Fox.
I mean, like, Alien seems like a slam dunk. Like, it's like, yeah, of course. It's like...
Well, but people have been worried about it. Like, they're going to Disneyfy it? Well, no, they gave it to the fucking crazy guy.
Which also
meant they're working with Howley still.
Like, if Disney announced, like, that Die Hard film was Charlize Theron and Tiffany Haddish, like, at that Disney thing yesterday, I was so fucking happy.
That'd be amazing. But yeah, the next one is Big Shot, which is set in the world of high school women's basketball, starring John Stamos.
John Stamos, stay away from those young teenage girls.
Well, the other actress, I'm looking at her. Yvette Brown, I've seen in a million things. She's great.
We all have. Before we get to the next story, really quick, I do want to point out they did have a brief mention of they are working on the Percy Jackson TV show, which I am hyped for. Let's go.
Did they talk about like that reboot of Home Alone?
No.
That seems like a big like slam dunk that I'm kind of surprised Disney didn't like announce.
Well, they got a couple slam dunks in here.
Well, it's hard to make a movie about a kid being stuck home alone when everybody's trapped at home.
Yeah.
Woof.
This next one is the Mysterious Benedict Society. I've never heard of it, but Tony Hale and Kristen, can't say her name.
Kristen Shaw.
Kristen
Yeah.
Shaw are in it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
like 2 great actors. Yeah, sure, I'll watch that.
Yeah. They cut a giant check to the worst people in the world, and we can move on.
yeah, I'm skipping this part now. Disney Studios had their update. They're doing a Hocus Pocus 2 on Disney Plus because
We will watch it. We paid and we watched the live thing that they did, which was pretty fun.
I was gonna say y'all made this popular. So if y'all, I've heard literally someone say like, "I don't want to do a sequel." I'm like, then don't watch the movie every Halloween. That's on
It's
you.
a good Halloween movie, except for the fact that they talk about like a 15-year-old's virginity a lot.
Yeah, it's not on my rotation of Halloween films, but like, yeah, it's like, hey, it's for people. That
Hey,
Miller needs work.
They reused that cat, that animatronic cat they built for Sabrina the Teenage Witch.